Hi, I'm Tony Rabaiotti. I'm a regional manager from UNISON, the West Midlands region. I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about pensions, specifically public sector pensions, because on the 10th of March, that was a historic day because the Hutton report on public sector pensions came out on that day, and it gives us big changes proposed in the public sector, and they haven't even reached government level yet. One of the things that has happened before is that we know that the government has attacked, only 4 years ago, the local government pension scheme, but this is much, much, much bigger. The reason it's much bigger is that it's not only having a go at the local government pension scheme, it's also having a go at public sector pension schemes in general. That includes the local government scheme, the health service scheme, the teachers scheme, the civil service scheme, and many, many others. So it affects people working in local government, in health, in water, environment and transport, for the police or probation service, and in some areas of higher education as well. We will all be affected. And one of the things that we've heard in the media recently is that public sector pensions are, and I quote, gold-plated. Well, they're not. The average local government pensioner takes around £3,800 a year, and yet this is supposed to be gold-plated. Clearly it's not. John Hutton in his report says he doesn't want to round everything down, yet we know now that the Tories and their friends in the Daily Mail, the Daily Express and so on are exactly going to do that. They're saying that this is gold-plated pensions for people who haven't earned them. Yet what a pension is deferred earnings. It's the earnings that you and I and many, many other people have put away so that we can have an income in our retirement after spending all of our lives caring for other people in one form or another, whether as a nurse, as a teaching assistant, a social worker, an environmental health officer, maybe as a police civilian or as a probation worker. Then we know that we have spent our working lives caring for others in one way, shape or form, and the government wants to take this away from us. So what are we going to do about it? What we're going to do is we're going to build a network of contacts throughout the West Midlands region and throughout the country, and we will be building to a crescendo of protest on this issue later in the year. We know that the civil servants and we know that the teachers are already looking to build industrial action on this, and why should Unison be any different? Why shouldn't we stand together with our sisters and brothers across the trade union movement so that we can protect what we have paid into? One of the things the government will say is, well, maybe public sector workers should pay a little bit more into their pension schemes. And yet what they fail to address is the fact that money that will go into pension schemes, into public sector pension schemes, as a result of any increase, will not be going into our pensions. It's going into the coffers of the government. It's going into the exchequer to help bail out their friends in the banks who've got the country into this economic crisis in the first place. And yet again, ordinary working men and women in this country will suffer. Well, in Unison we're saying enough is enough. We need you to come forward, to be a pensions contact and to be a pensions champion, and work with your colleagues through the health service and through local government, police, probation, higher education, water, environment and transport, and say no more. We will build to a massive campaign in 2011 and 2012 to ensure that this doesn't happen and to protect our pensions.